Hey everybody, my name's Sarah and this is my first ever YouTube video for you. I feel a little bit nervous. I feel a lot nervous. I've been wanting to start this YouTube channel for a while and share my life reflections and experiences and more about what I've been learning and what I've been going through. And I just honestly want it to be like this personal vlog for myself. And I have been putting it off so much because I've been nervous about all the things that go into it and how it will be received and whether or not it's worth my time and all the things that my mind can come up with and ruminate on. There's of course like parts of me that feel nervous to share and be vulnerable, even though this is what I live for. I love this stuff. Like, I kind of feel like life where we're not talking about what's going on in our lives and where we're not sharing what personal things are happening within us, it's kind of like no point. Like, what's the point of a conversation? You might as well just talk about the weather and then die. Not that you should talk about the weather and die. It's just, yeah, for me personally, I can tell that I'm in this chapter of my life of rediscovering myself after motherhood in particular. For me, I have at this time a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old daughter, and when they were born, I feel like a lot of my past activities and identities and all of that just didn't fit anymore, and I lost interest in a lot of those things, and even old friendships. Like, so much has just kind of naturally like fallen away from that time, and now I'm in this new phase of my life. And for me, I noticed myself begin to give all of my time and all of my free time, I would say, into my kids and into my marriage and into the house, instead of continuing to find new activities that I enjoy and different ways to fill up my cup. And don't get me wrong, I love playing with my kids. I'm a really playful person. I love giggling and laughing and making up silly games and all that stuff. But there is a time when, as an adult, I wanted to get out of the house and go have adult conversations again and experience myself outside of work, outside of time with the kids, outside of being a mother or a wife, and see what Sarah's like now. What have I become now? And for me, I noticed that I was in the pattern of continuously making excuses for why I couldn't go and do those things that I wanted to do. And I just realized that I'm like nervous that it didn't record, so I'm just gonna check really quick that it's recording. Is it? I can't see the time ticker thingy. Oh yeah, it's going. It's going. We're good. We're good. Okay, it gives me a chance to show off my dress. You guys like it? Okay. So I kept using them. Oh, now you're crooked. Sorry, folks. Okay, I kept using my kids or my husband's needs as an excuse to not go out and do new things that I wanted to do. And in that process, I was getting really exhausted, drained, bitter, and frustrated, and putting all of that like subconsciously onto them. So I was like annoyed at my husband, and I was like, really, we get angry. Anger is a big emotion that I was dealing with. Like, I was feeling a lot of anger, and I kept waking up and I kept feeling like, what am I doing? Like, this life is not a life that I want to live. Not in a I'm gonna off myself type of way, but in a like, what am I doing? Like, I'm waking up in hell, even though I had so many things that I wanted and beautiful children and all these beautiful things around me. I was still feeling so empty, like empty and void of experiences that I really want. And I realized I was using them as an excuse to not go out and live my life and find new things that I like doing. So I think it was a series of times where I realized that, and even my husband brought it to my attention where he was like, I feel like you're kind of lost yourself. Like, I don't even know who you are. And you don't have an identity. You're just like a nanny and you work. And, basically saying that my identity has become taking care of the family and not doing anything for myself. And that's not the way that we roll in this family. We're very supportive and encouraging of each other's expressions. And, if he has something that he wants to go do, I'm like, go babe, go run, enjoy. And I just wasn't cheering myself on to go do those things. And I was using my family as an excuse, right? So that was like the first step, was like I had to accept that I have been using my kids and my husband and everyone else's needs as an excuse to not address the fact that I have needs and that there are things that I want to do. And I was using them as an excuse to like stop from having to do something new too, right? Because newness is terrifying to part of us that is used to just, the everyday. Every day, that's easy because it's safe and it's known. And that's when I realized I needed to start breaking out of that. So I started basically my own form of exposure therapy. And I started to try to make friends again as a grown-up mommy, which is hard because you can have mom friends or parent friends, but it's difficult because you can get in the trap of just talking about your kids when you're with those friends. And I was like, okay, that's not what I want to do. Like, I really want to have friends that, yeah, maybe we can talk about parenthood together, but we can talk about the whole like spectrum of things. And that's a little bit harder to find, but I found some friends. I also signed up for an improv class, and improv is actually something that I did when I was in college on my college improv team. And I'm so glad that I signed up for that class because it is like, I think everyone should do improv. I'll probably have to do a separate video on this because it's been so impactful in my life. But I feel like it lit up these like sparks inside of me of this like part of me that's like super creative and really spontaneous and super outgoing. And that part of me I'd kind of put on the back burner. I'm like, you can come out around the children and like be fun with the kids, but in day to day, like you just have to be safe. You gotta like keep a mask on of, having your stuff together and not being too weird. But in my improv class, I was like, I had permission to be the weirdest person there. And it was really beautiful because at the end of our first 6 weeks together, I had a lot of people in my class tell me that because I was so committed and willing to be weird and just put it all out there, it helped them unlock, and so that felt so good to me. I was like, yeah, and I was doing it for myself and I was doing it for other people. It's beautiful. So my improv classes really helped me come out, and it's also just been nice to like not be at home one night a week for bedtime. And I'm like, yeah, my husband's gonna take care of that. So I have to like let loose. I gotta release the reins a little bit. And to be honest, I'm still very much in this exploration phase, and I don't know exactly what else I will discover about myself. But starting this channel is one thing that I have been working towards. And I know that it will continue to help me unlock as well, because while like improv has helped me let out that like quirky, weird side, it's still not complete vulnerability in terms of sharing about my life or sharing my reflections. And that's what this channel is for me, is like, yes, the quirky and weird can come too, but I want to go even deeper and share even more about some of my experiences, because what I'm realizing is that very rarely is something I'm going through, am I the only person that's feeling that way? And I think that we can make it feel like that to ourselves a lot, where I feel like, oh, I'm so weird, I'm ashamed of this feeling, I'm the only one that probably feels like an imposter in the workplace, or feels like, a lot of pressure to be perfect because everyone else is just chill, they're just chilling. No, like so many more people have that same fear, have that same type of insecurity. And so through this channel, I just want to share my message. I want to share my heart. I want to share what I'm learning. And a part of that's just for me, this is a cathartic place for me to log my own experiences, but it's also in hopes that one person out there will hear this or see this and be like, oh my God, it's not just me. And so I've got a lot of topics that I want to talk about, from marriage to motherhood to professional life to who knows what the hell else. But there's a lot of different things that I'm experiencing, and I'd love to share it with somebody. So if you are listening to this, thank you so much for listening. If you want to stick around and be on this journey together with me, I'd love it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel or giving this video a like or sharing it to someone else that might also find it comforting to just know that we're not alone in this, and we're all human and we're all just figuring it out. And I think that's one of the funniest things is like, even when, for me, if I watch a YouTube content creator on here, I'm like, oh my God, they've got it all figured out, da da da. But you know, behind the scenes, like, they're just another person just trying it out in front of the camera and seeing what's gonna work and seeing how they want to express themselves and what type of video they want to create. So I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it, you know? So here we are. Here we go. Thanks for watching.